Hey, all, this is Steven with Longevity X. So today I want to talk about, we had someone talk about variable resistance. And when we were talking about ways to do it in the gym, they mentioned, well, what about the chains and like bands they'll put on weights, right? Maybe you've seen that in the gym where they have bands over the weight that they're holding, or they'll have a chain from the squat bar that they're holding, right? So when you're doing that, yes, you are using variance in the resistance, meaning as you go down, the chains are setting onto the ground. So you're not holding as much at the bottom as you are at the top, because when you're lifting it, more of the chain is getting lifted off the ground. So it now becomes weight that you're holding. So yes, that is variable resistance. It's heavier at the top technically than it is at the bottom. The problem is in magnitude. The problem is that you're holding still 80 or 90% of the weight, and it might be changing, how much does a chain weigh? 30 or 40 pounds. But if you're holding 200 pounds, 30 or 40 pounds is not even half. It's not even changing, twice the amount. So think about it at the bottom, right? It might be 1x at the bottom, and when you lift it up to the top, it might be 1.2x or 1.4x maybe, if you can get, high tension on the chain. Okay. But what the research shows is that we have a 5 times output capacity difference from one position to another. So from the bottom of the squat to the top of the squat, there should be a magnitude of 5x, not 1.2 or 1.4x. Okay. So that's what we have with the X3 bar, is able to give you a 5 to 6x magnitude greater force at the top where you're able, and reduce the risk at the bottom where your joints are compromised, but then also add high amount of reps. So I have clients who are doing 200 or 300 pounds with their chest press, let's say, chest press. I had a woman today, 240 pounds for 32 repetitions. Just let that sink in, right? It's like you go tell your trainer at the gym. Yeah, I had a woman in her 60s doing 200 pounds on her chest press for 40 repetitions for 30 reps. They're going to say you're crazy, right? But it's just something we haven't had access to because the technology hasn't been available, but now it is. Okay, so this is why it's called X3, because you're actually able to build 3 times the amount of strength and muscle that you are with traditional weights because of these scientific principles. Okay. But it's muscle overload. We're fatiguing in multiple places, and it's a complete fatigue. It's not just a partial stimulus that you get with weightlifting, right? Because weightlifting, you get tired in a weak position, you got to stop because you can't lift it past there anymore. Okay. Does almost nothing for your strong position. And in the strong position is where you have most of the muscle active. So the muscle isn't really getting fatigued. It's just your shoulders had enough when you can't push it up anymore. Okay. So you want to offload the shoulders, hyperload the muscle, and it's a matter of magnitude. It's very difficult to put a chain on a bar and get a 5-fold variance increase from the top to the bottom, or from the bottom to up. Okay. So that's what we want to look at. We want to, how can you increase the magnitude of the force by 5 or more as you go through the movement? We can safely do that with the X3 bar. If you use it, type X3 bar in the comments. If you found this video helpful, please share it. Make sure you like and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. And we'll talk to you soon.